What's up, Tackle Warehouse here at ICAST 2022, bringing the first look at all the new Yamamoto stuff with at least one of my friends, B Hite, and apparently you forgot my name earlier.
What?
So, hey, Corey Schmidt, by the way, nice to meet you.
Hey, I was just complimenting Daniel's hair. So,
I think you called me Daniel, I'm pretty sure.
No. Come on, Corey.
How can you forget this beard?
I love Corey. I would never forget Corey here. So, anyways.
So we got a bunch of new baits to check out, and up first we have the new 3-inch Ned Senko floater, correct?
Yeah, so new from Yamamoto Baits, the Ned Senko floater. So, you know, a Ned rig it's so popular right now. I don't care where you're at, California, Florida, New York, smallmouth, spotted largemouth, you have to have some kind of Ned rig. Yamamoto, this is the Ned Senko, knocked it out of the park. So this thing, as we say, it's a floater. We got some great colors. We added some new colors as well. But you know one thing that sets this thing apart? It's so easy to rig, right? So you're gonna easily rig this thing. It's gonna go on straight every time.
So easy rig, even B Hite can rig it.
Even B Hite can do it. But, I mean, again, you're gonna throw it on your favorite Ned rig, always gonna be standing up and perfectly straight, hopping down, gets a ton of bites. So really nailed it with this. You know, the Ned Senko, love this thing, been fishing it now for a couple months, and tons of great action, easy to rig, a must-have from Yamamoto.
Have you had a chance to fish this guy much at all this year so
far?
Yeah,
I've used it quite a bit. I got the first prototypes, and we're putting a sphere additive in there. And what I like about it is it's not like a bobber. You know, it floats, but it's not like super floater.
Yeah.
And a lot of other Ned worms out on the market don't have that action like that. So when it hits the bottom, it goes doing. You know, I mean, and then you pop it a little bit, and it hits the bottom, and you
doing.
get the doing.
Yeah, that sound too?
Yeah. Well,
how do you achieve the sound?
Yeah, you got to pay extra for the sound.
Okay.
But like another thing, like Cody said, rigging this, other Ned baits on the market, they get really cattywampus when you're trying to put the hook through, and it's super simple to rig this and rig it straight, because you don't want it all kinked up, because if it's kinked up, it's going to spin, and then it's going to twist your line.
So what makes, I guess maybe I missed what you're saying. What makes it so easy to rig? What is that ability to do so?
Just the material that, you know, that it's made out of, and like I say, it's going to float. And so, you know, you want to get this thing perfectly straight on here. And one thing with Yamamoto baits, the colors are spot on. You know, this green pumpkin, whatever it might be, they are perfect. They're proven fish catchers. And this is just something that's a must-have. You're going to want in your tackle box, no matter where you're fishing. Make sure you guys check it out. I'm excited about this one, and I already know it catches them because I've been fishing it for several months now.
Yeah, I mean, Yamamoto's been around for a long time. Senko is one of the best. I mean, it is probably one of the best-known, best-selling baits ever. And now they've got a new, smaller, compact Ned version, a little finesse here, available right now at Tackle Warehouse. All right, guys, up next, got a few new, the Shad-shaped worms. Got a 3-inch and a 5-inch. Cody, why don't you tell us about the new 3-inch?
Yeah, so a shad-shaped worm, you know, this has been an unbelievable worm for most of the country, especially me, I know Brett as well, on the drop shot. So right now we have a 4-inch version currently until ICAST. Now we have the 3 and the 5, but the 3-inch is gonna be the exact same as the 4-inch, same salt content. You know what's something so cool about the shad-shaped worm? So I like to nose hook this on a drop shot, but you have the action. So normal drop shot bait, it's gonna go up and down. This is gonna dart to the left, to the right. Tons of action on this. I can really see a huge need for this 3-inch, highly pressured, you know, maybe California reservoirs. Up north, those smallmouth, I've seen a lot of baits. You can downsize to the 3-inch, smaller hook, get a ton of bites. Also, in the 3, you're about to see the 5-inch. We added some new cool colors as well, a sexy shad, a gizzard shad, a chartreuse blue. So some really cool stuff. I'm excited about this. This is my favorite drop shot bait, 3-inch here, and we got the 5-inch.
Yeah, 5-inch. So what can you the 5-inch is a little bit different, correct? In different applications and different material?
Yeah, so what we did is we used the floating sphere additive here in the 5-inch. Just if you're going to drop shot it, we didn't want it super heavy, so when you slacklined it, it's going to hit the bottom. So it kind of has that neutral buoyancy. And what I like to do if I'm drop shotting this, especially at a place where they're eating big perch, bluegill, or a bigger bait fish, is I'll take a straight shank hook and kind of go through the actual bait and kind of actually expose that hook with a little drop of super glue on it.
Okay.
And that allows you to, you know, get really good hookup ratio. but I mean, look at the action still on this, and with that neutral buoyancy, even on a slack line, which sometimes you like to shake it, it's not going to be on the bottom. The other applications I really like is a scrounger head. This thing is deadly on a scrounger head, and you know me, it's going to work on a chatterbait too. So I mean, really excited about that bigger profile. You know, when we go to places where they don't want a 3-inch, and I mean, you will get twice the bites on a bigger size bait. And that, I mean, that we really knocked it out of the park on this.
Now, would you ever like wacky rig this thing and then kind of on the drop shot? Not really, not your thing.
Well, you might, but
I mean, I'm a wacky.
Cody and I.
Hey, it could work. Honestly, I was just thinking about that.
You could Nico rig it.
Nico rig.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with the, I mean, it would actually look like a, you know, a shad.
Especially with that float too.
Yeah.
Just really cool additions, you know, to the family. Like I say, we're gonna have 3 sizes now. I felt like this was a must, you know. I mean, highly pressured places, we got the 3. I love the floating part of the 5-inch, and like I say, you just barely squeeze this thing, and this thing has so much action. So really
Very cool. So we got the new 3-inch and 5-inch shad-shaped worms there for pre-order right now in Tackle Warehouse. Up next, Yamamoto, always innovating. You know, the popular Senko, same kind of style stick bait, but to the next evolutionized. Should I say that word? I'm saying it wrong. I don't know. Let's keep rolling. So what is the new 5.5-inch Slink-O?
Yeah, so this is a really cool bait. I saw a preview of this bait a couple weeks ago. I'm so excited about it. It's a 5.5-inch bait. This is a floating bait. So completely floats, just like, you know, the big shad-shaped worm. Something so cool. You know, I know Brett and I are gonna probably fish it a lot of ways similar. The first thing that stands out to me, for one, these ribs here, this is gonna have and displace a ton of water, have really, really good action in the water, and you can see you barely shake this thing and the tail is gonna go crazy. Now, I'm gonna fish this thing with the Nico rig. You know, probably a shaky head. That's probably the 2 ways I'm really gonna throw it. I know Brett probably has some other ways that he would like, but really cool. So it's kind of like a big Ned worm style bait, but it's gonna float. So you can imagine with the Nico rig, it's always gonna be on the bottom. Shaky head, it's always gonna be standing up. So springtime, they're coming up, they're getting ready to spawn. They want that bait up in their face. This is a cool one. And with the ribs here, you know, when you're pulling it through the water, it's gonna displace a lot of water.
On the way down as it falls and stuff. And,
yeah, really, really cool.
So how about you? You fish the same way, something a little different, or what's your main?
I mean, I would definitely Nico rig this. Big shaky head, but Carolina rig.
Oh,
yeah, the old Carolina rig. And just the movement of the water, it's going to displace a lot of water. And I mean, we got it in a bunch of really cool colors. I mean, whether you're ledge fishing, bed fishing, or just fishing down deep, I mean, it's going to be one of those baits where, I mean, it has a unique action and a unique look with that little bit bigger profile. And I mean, just how, like, we were watching a video just a little while ago, how it hits the bottom, and with it standing up floating, and that tail, every time you shake it, is just going crazy. Yeah, the doing. Yeah, we got the doing going. But yeah, I mean, again, knocked it out of the park on this. You know, just a really, and you know what? Another one, cut it down, put it on a jig trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really, I mean, sometimes they like a straight worm on a jig trailer. Can work really, really well.
I just love the floating part for me, you know? I mean, we've always had those baits, you're like, oh man, you're thinking about them and you see them, you're like, that thing floats? Like, how many things can I use it for? So to have it floating, you don't have to worry about it. You know, when I'm nail weighting, you know, Nico rigging a Senko, you have to keep that thing moving to keep that tail up off the bottom. So now you could throw this thing out, let it hit the bottom, and just let it stand there, and it's going to stand straight up just like that.
Dead stick.
Oh, yeah.
So fish could come over, take their time, look at it. As soon as you start shaking it, moving it, they're going to jump on it. Really, really cool. So the floating part for me is awesome. Of course, great colors here.
And another thing, Cody, is it has that blunt nose on it.
Flat.
Really good to get a Nico weight in there instead of it tapered like that.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to have a good base to stand up on.
I think the same thing. Like a shaky head Nico, very cool stuff. I guess the other benefit of that plastic is durability, right? Too, so it's going to last.
Yeah, without all the salt in it, it's going to be a little bit more durable, and that's going to save the consumer.
Yeah. So another very cool bait from Yamamoto, the Slink-O floater. I get that right? Available for pre-order right now. Make sure to pick them up. Okay, up next is a bait that's really popular and probably, I'm guessing, started down here in Florida. This style, this concept of bait is a Yamamoto Speed Senko.
Speed Senko. So this is going to be that swimming worm type of thing. What is so cool? So we've taken the Yamamoto Senko. I mean, arguably one of the best baits ever made, and we added this tail on here to swim this thing. So how you're going to fish it, what's going to separate this from other worms is when you Texas rig this with a lightweight and say you're swimming it over the top of grass and there might be a hole in the grass, you can kill the retrieve, pause the bait, and it's going to have that Senko action down through the hole of the grass. So, you know, there's other worms out there like this, but when you stop them, you pause them, they're just going to go straight down. You're still going to have that salt. You're still going to have that same Senko body style right there. So when it comes down, it's going to kick, it's going to shake, it's going to draw a ton of bites. So that thing makes it awesome. It's 7 inches long in total. You know, it's really a 5-inch Senko plus a tail. But the Speed Senko, man, this is one I'm really, really excited about for this year.
Wait, any thoughts on this bait? Have you had a chance to fish it yet at different applications, or what's your deal with
Yeah,
it?
I've actually fished it a little bit. But for me, application-wise, is like I go through an area, obviously throwing a chatterbait, and the conditions get dead slick calm, high skies, fish get pressured, something a little bit more subtle like this, putting like a little 3/16 ounce or a 1/4 ounce tungsten weight on it and winding that. I wind it around just like I do a chatterbait, hitting that grass, popping it, pausing it, letting it stop. You could even throw it on a Carolina rig. You could throw it on a Texas rig out on the ledge too. I mean, it's a very, very versatile bait. But I mean, that swim worm in that grass or around paths, stuff like that, is where this one's going to shine.
Dynamite. And again, like I said, around chatterbait, we're a lot of guys are throwing a chatterbait. You go behind them, like a finesse little version, something like that. Fish haven't seen it, and they'll eat it.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, when I go through an area and they kind of die down, and I know they're still there, that's when the swim worm's coming out, and the Yamamoto.
Speed worm.
Yes.
Speed worm. Speed Senko.
Speed Senko. You know, I just was thinking too, I mean, Texas rigging this thing, like in some of that grass, you know, you could flip this thing out, you could throw it down. I mean, of course, the action coming down is going to be incredible going all the way down. You could fish it like you'd fish a big worm. I mean, you know, so versatile. Same great colors we have in the Yamamoto Senko. Not all of them, but the good colors that we really wanted. And, you know, Yamamoto talked to the anglers, hey, what do we need? This is definitely one of them. The Speed Senko is awesome. Like I say, to me, the big thing, winding it over the top of grass, you get one of those holes, you drop it in, you're just going to generate a couple bites that you would not with another bait. So really cool, and wait till you see the action of this in the water.
It's awesome.
And actually, one of my Florida boys probably be pissed off me telling this. He somehow got some of these samples from you guys, and we're at Clear Lake. And he's like, I want to show you something I do. He's a Florida guy, been throwing this worm a lot, the style worm a lot. He was actually Neko rigging it for throw bedfish.
Ooh.
And then he would throw in the bed if he didn't get bit, to swing it back. Something about that swing it back, he would get bit and crush it. And we went through a creek, Jen Clear, behind guys that were bed fishing, and it means getting beat to death. No one's catching the stuff. He pulls that thing out and jacking them. And so he's probably gonna get it. I'm sorry for letting that one out, but it was impressive to watch him literally go right behind the boat and catch 2 fish right in a row. And Neko rigging it. You wouldn't think the Neko rigged this thing, and I thought he was crazy, but he was jacking fish.
And you
on
are
it.
crazy.
Thank you, Corey's friend.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
Sorry, we spilled the beans. Now everyone knows.
Well, again, another very cool bait from Yamamoto, available right now. The 7-inch Speed Senko, available for pre-order on Zako Warehouse. Hey guys, it's up another very cool bait from Yamamoto, a new 3-inch Zako, and you might have a little something knowledge about this bait. Maybe you've used it a few times, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you know, I think I might know the guy who designed this thing, but
Pretty nice guy.
yeah, I mean, he's all right. You know, he's not as nice a guy as Cody, but I mean, he's pretty cool.
I'll agree with that.
He's pretty cool, dude. You know, but yeah, we came out with this. We knew there was a little size gap in there. We have the 4-inch, we have the 4-inch paddle tail. Now we have the 3-inch. You know, everything's kind of gearing towards a little bit more finesse-y. So like that Mini Max chatterbait, any style of finesse chatterbait, even the Stealth Blade jackhammer, a little bit smaller profile bait, and I mean, it's cute, isn't it?
He is
I mean,
a cute little guy.
It's a cute little guy. And the other thing that I'm interested to really try with this thing is nose hooking it on a drop
yeah.
shot. I mean, that could be really, really good. So, you know, that, like I said, everything's going a little bit more finesse. That Mini Max, this thing fits the Mini Max absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I was fishing the Mini Max a little bit, actually, and that stealth and the stealth, and put that forge on. It's a little too much for it. You know, it's almost not say overpowers it, but it's almost
not
so much
proportion to the bait. Yeah.
And this is killer on it.
It's a little gumdrop.
Yeah, a little gumdrop. Yeah.
Little gumdrop. You know, I have not fished the 3-inch version yet, but of course this is the only vibrating jig jackhammer trailer I've used for the last 5 or 6 years, and I just think about the stealth blade. I remember watching Brett Hite on Kissimmee just smoke them in that grass, in that highly heavy pressured grass, and this is going to be perfect for that. But also that time, like in the fall, when they get up on that really small bait. And the 4-inch Zako it's too big. So this is more the size of the bait here. So you're gonna have, you know, your chatterbait up here, your jackhammer, whatever it might be. And this is gonna be more match the hatch. So when they're like really, really tough, hard to catch on that small bait, especially in the fall, how can they not bite that thing? Really, like you said, it's cute. And Corey, I just wanna hear you do the whole,
you know, and one thing you mentioned fall. I mean, I'm thinking too, even wintertime, but on a little scrounger head maybe.
Yep.
That'd be kind of cool, a little something different.
And like pond fishing, when that bait fish is a lot smaller, you know, you're trying to match the hatch, like Cody said, put it on that Mini Max and go to work.
Very cool.
Yeah, one thing I thought about is the whole mid-strolling thing.
Yeah.
Little ball head, throw it out there and just let it stroll back, pendulum swing back.
How about like a Demiki rig?
Demiki rig. This is perfect size. I mean, it's 3-inch. So we added to the family. I know Brett Hite, he designed this thing. He is the man. Awesome bait. I'm glad to have a 3-inch version.
So, but another really good, again, a lot of cool baits coming out. Another one available for pre-order right now on Tack Warehouse, the 3-inch Shad shape. I lied. Zako. Just kidding. 3-inch Zako. Okay, up next, guys, got a ton of new colors available from Yamamoto and a bunch of new baits. And we're not going to be able to cover them all. There's no way. So look down below the video, see all the new colors and all the different baits. And we're going to go over a few of their favorites and kind of tell us about them.
Yeah, so this is something I'm really excited about. I got a big box from Yamamoto the other day, open it up, some Senko, some flapping hogs, some really cool stuff. For one, we got Pro Blue here. So to me, when I see Pro Blue, you know, we see it in the Zako. I mean, oh my gosh, this is an absolute must-have, amazing color. Spotted bass, smallmouth, I mean, just a perfect shad imitation bait. So we got Pro Blue. And again, these are gonna be in a lot of the baits. I don't know the whole lineup, but a lot of the baits, probably some of your favorites for sure. And green gizzard. I mean, this was one that we have to have, you know, on your favorite jackhammer, whatever it might be, green gizzard. The fish across the country eat gizzard shad here. So
hitch kind of, you know, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a really good shad imitation, of course, with Pro Blue. Corey is holding up Chartreuse Electric Blue. So, you know, this has been a staple. This really does fit Corey here. And if we were on Clear Lake, he would put a beat down on this thing, I guarantee it.
Behind you guys, for sure.
Behind us, like going right behind. And like he has Sexy Shad. So Sexy Shad's been one of the best colors across the nation in hard baits. We have to have it in the soft plastic lineup as well. So awesome stuff, man.
What do you got there, Hite?
I got Smallmouth Magic, one of my favorite ones. I mean, it doesn't always have to be smallmouth, just a good green color, green glitter with like a pearl belly. I mean, this thing will work pretty much everywhere in the country. Just one of my go-tos. And then, oh yeah, the Fire Craw.
Fire!
Yeah. I mean, you guys know the craze of the Fire Craw jackhammer. Now we got it in the 4-inch Zako, the paddle tail, and the new 3-inch.
Yes. Hey, I even saw
think
that.
you off there, but close enough.
yeah, whatever. You know.
I even saw the Fire Craw in the Senko too.
Oh, wow.
So pitching that deal around, that's going to be amazing.
Delta?
But Delta, exactly. Yeah. Like I just want to see Corey with this dude right here, just catching him, because you know he's going to.
Oh yeah. Well, it's Clear Lake, me, you, Jared.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's not coming back from Georgia now, though. We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen. We'll fly him out there. But no, just must-haves. You know, Yamamoto stepped it up this year, not only with a bunch of baits, but some awesome colors. So they're listening to you know, you guys asked for some of these colors. They had input. Brett Hite, one of the brilliant minds in bass fishing. You know, they asked me on a couple things, not as much as Brett, but no, they asked us, hey, what do you guys need? What do you guys want? We needed some new colors. You guys got it. Yamamoto, I think when you look at the color selection, by far, they have to have, by far and away, the best color selection on the market, right?
And probably the best on the whitest, probably. They
Yes.
got you covered everywhere. It's insane.
Yeah, so on
And we
top of all
freshened it
those,
up even more.
even
you
more.
know?
Yeah, on top of all that, Pro Blue, some of these great things. So excited about that.
Fire craw.
Fire craw.
So, again, a lot of cool colors, and they're all down below. You check them out. Make sure to pre-order these and everything we talked about today, all available for pre-order at Tackle Warehouse. Thanks, B. Hite. My boy, what's your name again? Cody. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Cody
Corey-
Meyer.
my name's
Cody
Corey.
Meyer.
Cody Meyer,
Meyer.
not Daniel. Again,
Thanks, buddy.
thanks again, guys. Check them out. Available at Tackle Warehouse. Pre-order right now.